Now we review The Accountant 2. Oh, does it sound boring? Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I have seen The Accountant 2. And I've never seen The Accountant. You know, it's, spooky. Not a film I really gravitate to. I'm not a big Affleck fan, and Affleck is, well, it shows his real acting chops in this movie. The premise is you have a man who is he's an autistic of some kind, and it makes him a superhero, you know. So he has super math abilities, and he can just absolutely tear people apart physically. So he's, you know, he's sort of he's your ninja superhero. He's Batman but an accountant. If Batman went into accounting, this would be him. And he goes in there and he can use math to find the information he wants, and then he can beat up the bad guys. And he is tasked with finding a woman who's gone missing and her son by the DA. And, you know, hilarity ensues. It's kind of a funny type of a movie because you've got this Ben Affleck looking character. Ben Affleck, of course, considered very attractive man. This guy is having women problems, even though like he's not at all afraid of running into a fray and getting shot up, but he is absolutely just totally inadequate when it comes to women. He can't wrap his head around the math that is women. He can't say the right things to make women want to be around him. And I mean, you know, like he says things like, yes, I live in an Airstream, or something around that nature. And it's like, you live in a trailer? Dude, that sucks. So women are like, nah. And, you know, it's, there are things about, like, there's this relationship with his brother. It's very humanizing. And his brother's like, you know, like, there's this one really pivotal kind of scene with their relationship where he's like, you know, the brother's all, how come you don't miss me? Do you not miss me because of who I am? Or do you not miss me because of your condition? You haven't spoken to me in 8 years. And, you know, the guy's like, well, you had my phone number. You could have called me. And it's like, don't put this on me. And he's got a point. He really does have a point. It's like, if you want to be in your brother's life, it's your responsibility to contact him and talk to him. It is not his responsibility because you're the one that wants to be in that life. And, you know, his condition, Ben Affleck's character's condition, I believe his name is Mike or Chris. And his condition makes it's very difficult for him to have those emotional ties. That's why he's single. You know, despite the fact that he's apparently very wealthy and, you know, a superhero and looks like Ben Affleck. And then it's like, okay. And then it's like there's the whole DA thing. And she's like, why are you helping me? Because you asked. That's just how his mind works. He's normally doing these high-profile sort of things where he can go in there and, you know, like, again, think of the accountant as a superhero. He is a superhero. His ability is to use math to be the greatest detective in the world, okay? He can find people through math, you know. And then he's Batman. So he's like a Batman-esque character. And that's just Ben Affleck. He's a Flack Man. So yeah, I mean, it's hard for me to describe. I actually really enjoyed this film. You know, there was solid action. Could have been better in the girl department. I mean, you know, the characters were attractive. They were never objectified, you know, the women in this film. And it does talk a lot about, like, there was acquired savant syndrome discussed. And it kind of betrays these acquired savants as, again, being superheroes of a certain kind. And it's one of those things you ask, like, what's the deal with the brother? That may have been expressed in the first movie. I may not have seen it, so my enjoyment of the second film may have been hinged on the first film, but I have to actually say, The Accountant is a good time. It belongs in the upper half of your watch list. It is a very solid, grounded superhero movie. It's a little ridiculous, okay? Like these movies are. This is an offshoot of Die Hard, where, Die Hard, the guy gets beat the heck out of himself and should be dead, but he's still going. So there's a little of that in this movie, kind of at the end. But I mean, it's a wonderful action set piece at the end, and it is a solid enough movie. I can't say that it's a must-watch movie. It's not top of your watch list. But as a popcorn piece of entertainment, I really enjoyed this movie. I thought it was plenty fun. So yeah, Ben Affleck playing autistic Batman, 4.5 out of 5 stars. Solid movie, very enjoyable. I am now curious to see the original. I will probably see the first one. I'll go look for it. Anyway, that's just my opinion. I'd love to hear yours. Comments below. I'm Richard.
Greetings, humanity. I'm Randall the Rat, and I'm here to remind you that, well, you should probably comment, like, and subscribe now. And why? Well, the world isn't all that great, and Random Street Theater here is trying to change it. We do things like have trash removed from the ocean, pay for trees to be planted, and even feed orphans. And you can help. You can comment, like, and subscribe, and it's free. When you think about it, if you don't do those things, well, what are you saying? Are you saying you don't care about the ocean and trees and even orphans? Well, sounds like you're a bad human. And you have a delicious face.